I need to tilt that up. Oh, ha ha. The joys of the live video. Can't edit. Hopefully, that's good. Ah, there we go. So I'm going to show you. We did a live last week on how to on some canning basics as far as your tools. So what I'm going to show you really quick this morning, and I'm trying to keep these videos short, but some of this stuff, it's hard to keep it short and do it live at the same time. So I've kind of prepped it as much as possible here to show you. If you're interested in starting to learn how to can, the very first thing I would recommend would be freezer jams. They are the easiest, by far the easiest thing you can. You don't have to process them. They don't have to go in a water bath canner. You literally mix it up, pour it in a jar, and you just have to keep it in your fridge or freezer. Freezer for long-term storage. So if you're wanting to learn how to can, this is the basic. This is where you start. This will be kind of your trial run so you can get a feel for it, see how you like it. So what I'm going to make today is my peach mango jam. It's something that it's probably my family's favorite, that and the strawberry jam. The difference between freezer jam and regular jam is freezer jam, it's not sealed, it's not processed in the jar, so the lid's not sealed, so it's not shelf stable. It has to be kept in the fridge or freezer, otherwise it'll spoil, it'll go moldy and all that. Once you process something in a water bath canner, then it doesn't have to be in the fridge. It can sit on the shelf, it's fine. Till after you open it, then you put it in the fridge. So for freezer jam, it's great to start because there's very minimal when it comes to tools and things like that. So some of the things you're gonna want is your fruit, your pectin. This is the one I'm using today. Pectin comes in lots of different varieties. Let me stir this. I got my pectin boiling over here. And pectin comes in quite a few different varieties. So you always want to read the instructions that come with your pectin. Don't assume the pectin's going to be the same. So this inside your pectin will come it's got recipes, instructions, everything like that. There's liquid pectin, which liquid pectin I don't recommend for jams. They don't set up as much. It usually makes a runnier jam. But there's liquid pectin and powdered pectin. The powdered ones, that's this one. And like I said, there's different varieties. This particular variety, you have to boil the pectin in water and before adding it to your jam. So, Jordan, shh, I'm doing a live video. Thank you. Have your conversation somewhere else. This is the downsides of live videos with kids at home. So this particular pectin, you have to boil it with water before adding it to your fruit. Other types of pectin, sometimes you just add them directly to your fruit. Those are the easy ones. Those are the ones I prefer generally. But with right now, you're kind of lucky to get what you get at the stores. So you just get what you can and you're grateful for it. So, and again, there's a little bit, depending on the pectin, sometimes they have a little bit slightly different instructions. That's what's going to make your jam set up and get thick. So there are recipes you can do that don't require pectin. I have one pear jam from my grandma that actually uses strawberry jello. It's like a strawberry pear jam, so good. But it's when you process. And so it cooks the jello in, and that you use the jello instead of pectin, and that thickens it. So it's kind of cool. But that's what your pectin is going to do, is thicken the jam. So this is what I've done. Ooh, I don't know if I can show you without it tilting, but let me see, maybe I can. Oh, there we go. This is peach mango is what I'm making today. This is just my recipe. When it comes to jams, you really can't go wrong. That's why it's a great one to start with. It's very versatile. You can use about any kind of fruit. When in doubt, if you're doing an odd fruit, do a little research. That's what I did when I wanted to first make this one. I wanted peach mango. Mangoes aren't something that's typically bottled or canned, and so I did a little research and found out, nope, it's fine. It's just like any other fruit. Some fruits require lemon juice, and mostly what that does is it balances out the acidity but it also keeps your fruit from going brown, even in your jars and stuff, because if it's brown, it's just like you cut an apple and it oxidizes, right? It goes brown. You can still eat it, it just doesn't look appealing. So for your jam, to keep its bright, pretty color and things like that, you want the lemon. Now, this is where I love these. Let me see if I can hold them up. True Lemon. Seriously, I can't say enough great things how awesome these are. I share links in the group every once in a while to these. They have True Lemon, True Lime, True Grapefruit. There's a few different ones, but it is literally just, it's the crystallized. So ingredients, crystallized lemon. No non-GMO, no preservatives, gluten-free. That's all it is lemon. So it's really awesome. I like having these on hand because in food stores they're great. You don't have to have a bottle of lemon juice you worry about breaking or anything like that. So this is cool. Traditionally, normally you would use just lemon juice. I today didn't have any, so I was like, oh, hey, perfect. So I used 3 packets for this. And what you do is you're gonna cut up your peaches and your mangoes for this recipe, process them in your food processor, and this is totally to taste. If you like a really chunky jam, use a potato masher and keep it chunky. I like ours pureed a little bit more with not as many chunks, and so we puree them a little finer. But that's totally to your preference. You want to, for peaches in here, and again, your instructions in your pectin will tell you, and sometimes they vary, so pay attention to those. This particular one said 6 cups of peaches, which I blended peaches and mangoes together. So 6 cups of the fruit, 4.5 cups of sugar. I know it's a lot of sugar, but it's jam. That's kind of what it is. So you blend that with the lemon juice and you just let it sit, let the fruit sit for a few minutes with the sugar and lemon juice. Now I'm going to add the pectin. So like I said, this particular recipe, and if you look at the pectin, it's just clear, but it kind of looks like Jell-O too. This particular one wanted to cook it to a boil, and that kind of activates the pectin. Like I said, some of them do and some don't. It just depends on the brand. So once you add the pectin, you just kind of stir it in. Usually you want to stir it for a few minutes nonstop just to really mix that pectin in with the fruit. And then that's it. From that point on, you're just going to ladle it into your jars and put the lid on and put it in the fridge or freezer. This will make, it says it makes 6 cups. So, oh, you know what? I just realized 6 cups is the result. I think I misread that as 6 cups of fruit. No problem. I'm just going to double my pectin and my sugar. Ah, that happens. Boy, that's what I get for not paying close attention. So what would happen basically, because I misread that, I put in half as much fruit or twice as much fruit as the recipe called for. So it's jam. It's not like it can get that bad, right? It's sugary and it's just going to be runny. So I'm going to cook up more pectin, add more sugar to match my sugar and pectin with the amount of fruit that I put in. That's fun. But that's the thing with the fruit jam. It's so forgiving because, especially the freezer jam, so forgiving. Worst case scenario, it's going to be runny. You're going to have a runny jam. Best case scenario, it's normal jam. The one thing you don't want to do, I'm going to go ahead and add my sugar to this. One thing you don't want to do is add less sugar than the recipe calls for, unless you get, there are pectins that are low sugar or no sugar pectin. So if you're diabetic or you're wanting to go low sugar, something like that, then I would suggest getting one of those pectin options that are low or no sugar. And that'll solve that for you. Anyhow, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. Worst case scenario, it's gonna be a little runny. If you don't have enough pectin in it, enough sugar in it, it'll just be a little bit of runny. But jam is so forgiving that everybody's had really thin runny jam before. You're just a little careful when you spread it on your sandwiches, but it's still gonna taste amazing. Freezer jam is definitely the best jam because it's not processed. The fruit isn't heated, so it's got all that fresh flavor in it, and that's why my family loves the strawberry freezer jam. That's the main one we do freezer jam in usually, and because it tastes so fresh and good. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm gonna go ahead and cook up some more pectin, add a little more lemon juice, and then pour these in some jars, and that's it. So let me know what you guys in the comments and stuff, what you're interested in next week, and I'm trying to do a live video once a week to just kind of show some of these things, and it kind of depends on what produce I can get too, to show you how to can and things like that. So if my peaches last, I got a case of peaches. If they last until next week, I can do a video on the processing part of it, on a water bath can, like for a jam, or bottled peaches that are in a water bath canner. Like I said, I try to keep the video short, but sometimes it's hard when you're doing it live to include everything and keep it short at the same time. So hopefully you guys are learning something from this and it's worth your while. But thank you guys for being a part of the group, and thanks for watching.